So the next exercise we're going to talk about is our athletic split stance position on the balance stick itself. Now, we know in sports you're not always in that bilateral squat position where your feet are put together. They're going to be, majority of the time, split apart. Now, I love this exercise because it works on being on the balls of your toes. It works that athletic position, but it's also working your quad and your hip flexor and your whole lower body complex, and also the glute and hamstring. Now, your feet are going to take a brunt of this exercise because you're on the balls of your feet, and we know with the balance disc that you're going to work that full foot complex, balance stability, and single leg strength, because we're going to be working one leg in the front, one leg in the back. Now, I'm going to get onto the discs, and I'm going to make sure at the beginning that my feet aren't too close together, because then I'm really working my balance. It's going to be a lot harder. Put your feet a little bit spread apart so it's a little bit easier to start. If you're a beginner, use our beginner discs, because they're a little bit bigger and you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable and have a little bit more spatial awareness and abilities and balance throughout the core and your feet. I'm going to use the advanced pads here. I'm going to get my feet, because I've already put them in the exact position for me, and then you're going to have to start off like that as well and kind of get that positioning. Once you have that positioning and you feel that you're comfortable, you're going to make sure that your front foot, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder are square, and you're also going to make sure that your back leg is square. Now, we're going to be the majority of our feet on this, because we really want to strengthen our feet because our heel is not touching like in a traditional split squat. I'm thinking about dropping my back knee like I would in a traditional split squat, and when I go down, I'm squared up. When I come back up, I explode up. Now, you're going to control the movement in the descent if you're just a beginner or just starting out. After I start to get that movement down and I understand the movement properly, that's when I start to really get explosive through the balls of my feet and explode up as if I'm doing some type of explosive plyometric movement. So I'm here, I'm going to go down under control, explode up. And as I get the control, that's when I can start to really move and drop down. And you want to make sure at all times that this pad and the wood is not touching the ground. There's going to be a slight lean and bend into it, depending on what leg it is, but it's never touching. It's just slightly hovering, and you're going to have the weight of that foot onto that ball. This is a phenomenal movement and a phenomenal exercise to strengthen your feet, strengthen that lower body complex, because when we start to do plyometric movements, we know if we want to be very explosive, right? It's going to start by getting full extension through my feet, and it's going to work its way up the chain into that glute complex. And that's what we're learning here. So we either use this in our warm-ups or use this as a strengthening exercises for our athletes, because we want to make sure that we can get very explosive, or if I'm doing my switches, that is always coming through my balls of my feet if I want to be the most explosive athlete in their prospective sport. I'll see you guys next time.